Hey, Kevin here, Mr. DIY Dork from DIYDork.com, and today I wanted to give you an update since the last video where I kind of explained a lot of the things that we're doing in our house, a lot of the ongoing projects we have going on, and I just kind of want to show you what we've got done so far and what we're still doing, and pretty cool stuff. It's taken a lot of work. We're doing this low budget, which you know, we've never even owned a house before. We just had an apartment since we've got married, and it's something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. My dad, my brother have always kind of redone houses and stuff like that. So I wanted to do it on my own. Man, we just jumped in. It's kind of like, you know, the old school stories where you hear someone say, I learned how to swim and my uncle just threw me in the lake and I had to swim back. Well, that's kind of what we're doing with this house. We just jumped in and even though I have a little bit of know-how, 100% honest here, I've never even changed the light socket, or I mean like a outlet in the wall before. You know, pretty easy stuff. I've just never actually done it. I know how to do it, I just never have. And now we're doing an entire house, so there's a ton of stuff that we're doing, just kind of learning on the seat, you know, by the seat of our pants. So anyway, I want to show you updates because I told you I was going to show you some stuff of what we've done. So pretty obvious that we have done a lot of painting here, lots and lots of white. We were going for a you know, like I said, a calm, relaxing feel. And I don't like the whole, you know, theme houses and the feeling and all that kind of stuff, but that's probably what we're doing. We're just, you know, neutralizing it and keeping it relaxed and all that kind of stuff. Because it used to be this used to be like really bad wallpaper, and there was a chair railing with even uglier wallpaper on the bottom, and the kitchen was like this really terrible red paint with little barn stuff on it, all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, our house is kind of barn shaped. But we were just totally, you know, neutralizing it all out. So we've done a lot of white. The walls and the ceiling is actually satin white, and we got awesome deal at Menards. I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but they always have rebates, Menards hardware store, and we got that paint super cheap. It's like $2 a gallon. I know it's not great stuff, probably won't last forever. We can change it later, but we're keeping a super low budget. So we used a lot of gallons, but I mean, the entire house was painted for probably like 150 bucks, which is super cheap. And then I know I've mentioned before that we were going to do board and batten ceiling, and now you can see what I'm talking about here. It's basically the almost 4x4 foot squares. They're not quite that, but they're pretty close. And if you remember the last video, I told you about the Luan strips we put on there. Like right here would be one solid 8 foot long by 4 foot wide sheet of Luan, and we painted it, and then they had like the little, you know, spaces and all that stuff, seams where they all met, and it was covered by that 3-inch batten board. So this is a board and batten, and you know, you consider the ceiling the board, and then the little strips are called the batten. And like I mentioned before, it was popcorn ceiling. I think the upstairs bathroom, which is little tiny space, that square right there, believe it or not, is a bathroom upstairs, and it still has popcorn ceilings, but we decided to cover it because we didn't want to deal with all the overhead drywall work, because it's usually, if they put popcorn ceiling, then they probably didn't finish all the drywall seams real good and all that kind of stuff. But so we just covered it with Luan and then painted it all satin white, and then we had to paint all these strips and then cut them and figure out how it works. And if you can see, let me try to get a good shot of it. We actually mounted it against the wall, and we went the entire perimeter. So all the way, of course, that door is going to get some door trim, so we have a gap there. But just, you know, goes all the way around. It's like that in the entire house, like that back wall there, here, even like in the stairs. You can see we just finished this the other day. Got some trim, got it up there, just everywhere, and did that. And then, let me come back over here, hope you're not getting dizzy. Then we did it again, and this time up on the ceiling, did the entire perimeter. Okay, then once that was done, as you can, let me think which way we did it now. I think what we did was we did these seams that go all the way across, because the ceiling joists are every 16 inches. So what we did when we mounted these, we nailed them 2 nails each time we nailed, and we did every 16 inches so it would hit the stud. Okay, so we did that strip, you know, and then that strip. Then we did these little filler strips in between, and those are running on an actual stud, so we could just, I don't know if you can see or not, yeah, see there, little black dots, that's the little nail heads, air nailed in. And then like this one has, you know, 2, and then 16 inches over is 1, and 16 inches over. So that's how we did our board and batten ceiling. I'm sorry I didn't do a video on that. It was definitely a you know, flying by the seat of our pants type project, where basically I saw a couple images online of what I wanted to do, and I said, all right, we're doing it. I'll just figure out how to do it. So, you know, that would be a terrible DIY how-to project because we just kind of made it up as we went, but I think it turned out pretty good. And you can see like there's still some gaps and some nail holes and stuff that we got to fill with, we're kind of, depending on what it is, like little nail holes, we're going to use some spackling, and then some of the seams we'll probably end up using some painter's caulk. And it's going to be a lot of finish work. We're actually doing that upstairs in the bedrooms, getting it done. Another thing we did, I think in the last video, our support posts here were still wood. I think we had them sanded. They used to be stained really dark brown, and we painted them. And we found out that once you paint them over wood that used to be stained, that the stain shows through again. So looking into it, found out that we actually ended up using some oil-based primer and not just regular, you know, like you can get Kills brand primer. I don't think it's actually brand used, but you can get like a Kills, and they have oil-based or they have water-based. The water-based stuff just isn't working like it's supposed to. It works, you know, like it worked great here. This wall used to be red, painted red. It works for something like that when you're just painting over another like latex type deal, but the stain was, you know, usually stains a lot of times, especially in this house since it's old, are like oil-based, or they're, you know, you have to clean them up with like paint thinner, not just water. So if it's something like that, then you probably are going to want to cover it up with an oil-based primer. Then we were actually going to, we were able to put the semi-gloss white, and you can see it kind of shines a little bit, latex, you know, regular wall paint back on it. And it's not supposed to crack. It's held up so far, you know, good so far. And we think that looks pretty awesome. We've done that. And like I said, painted all the walls. The doors are still ugly, and you know, whatever. We're going to eventually replace them with something else, but they're pretty bad. Kind of working on switches now too, kind of in between. I haven't done these, but then like the outlets down here have been done. And that's one thing I've discovered is the outlets make a room. Once it's all painted, you know, it's okay, you know, whatever. But once you get outlets up, it actually starts feeling like a room. It feels, you know, kind of finished and stuff. And then kind of end up making a few videos today, but I'm whitewashing some boards because our floor is going to be whitewashed. Doing that. And oh, I should show you this too. Another thing is we've painted all our doors. They used to be same dark brown as all this wood used to be, and I just sanded them down just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit, and then we ended up priming them, and we painted them with a semi-gloss, really dark gray, not quite black, but really dark gray. And another thing we did, which I've never done before, and it was actually pretty easy, was I swapped out all the hardware on them. So they got new hinges, which they used to be really ugly brass, and they were like patinaed and just, you know, 1976 ugly and really terrible handles. So we actually got some stainless steel handles now, and the new stuff here, and the little, I'm not even sure what that thing's called, but what catches the door and all that kind of stuff. So we changed all that. Look at this, we even did board and batten. And I still got to fill gaps and stuff, but we even did it in the closets just to do it all the right way. So need a lot of touch up with that, but we got them done for the most part. We even painted the, you know, the walls are white, but even like the door frames, we did it in the gray, and just give it kind of a cool little look. And then another thing, which never done before, but I thought I'd give it a shot, and I hope the light isn't affecting it too much. But I built these. Man, I can't get good lighting on it, but I built these window frames and decided to go kind of old school. I don't know if it's like a, you know, if there's a specific design style for that or something, but you can kind of tell that it's just standard 1x4s, which is actually 3/4 inch by 3.5 inch from the store. These were off the discount pile at Menards. Love that store. They always got awesome deals. So every little board here is 99 cents. Of course, the longer ones were a little more. They were like $2 or $3. And then, you know, just a slight angle cut with about a 3/4 inch overhang, and then down here, a little bit of an angle cut too, the little shelf, and I think it looked pretty cool. Kind of just like the board and batten ceilings. I, you know, snooping around online, got some images, thought I can do that. So, well, not I can do that, but I have to do that. So I'm just going to try it and see what I can do. I think they turned out pretty awesome. They're, you know, pretty cool. I wish the lighting didn't quite affect them so much, but I think they're pretty cool. And they're just raw now. I'm just trying to get them all built and kind of in the middle of that before we move on to all the flooring. But they're all raw wood, but we're eventually going to prime them and then paint them just like these posts. It's going to be let me think here, semi-gloss. So they're going to be kind of shiny, so it's easier to clean. And then one of the last things, which we're kind of still in the middle of doing, is we're installing lights. And we got these really cool lights from CB2. like here in the living room. These are, I think they were called the satellite pendant or something like that. And even like these outlets here, you know, as simple as that is to do, I've never actually done it before until this house. We just jumped right in. And same thing with lights. I never actually installed a light before, but we did that. Pretty cool. And another little cool thing, my dad helped me here. This room has, this house, like I said, from 1976, it has never had overhead lights in the living room, which was, I thought was so weird. This middle room doesn't have any lights either. It doesn't have any wall sconces. It's got nothing. Like the back room, there's one here and one on the other side window, has a couple of wall sconces. So this house had weird lighting, but the living room, where people probably spend most of their time, had absolutely no lighting in it whatsoever. So my dad actually helped me install. We found a way to get to the wiring up in that return vent thing, or whatever it's called up there, air, big hole in the wall for the air. And we ran a outlet here, and then actually just cut up into the ceiling and ran a wire over to there and mounted those. But we thought they were really cool, and pretty cool lights. I think each one's 40 watts. You can put up 60 watts, so you can get pretty good bright lighting in here. And I'm not a big fan of orange lighting. Our apartment had orange lighting, and it's always terrible when I'm taking pictures for tutorials and that kind of stuff. And this does turn orange, but I can get used to it because the lights are just so cool. And got a good deal on those. Got, I think, free shipping, and found them when they were on sale. But I like them a lot. And they actually hang down. When we first had them, I mean, they were going to hang probably to like 3 foot above the floor. So we had to cut some of the wiring off. But I put up in the little cap, whatever you call it, I rolled up as much of the wire as I could, so that if we ever end up moving and we want to install them and hang them lower because we have a taller ceiling or something, then we can do that, because I didn't want to just totally ruin them for this house. I figure if we move on, we'll keep these because I just like them so much. But doing that, and then, sorry, the video's kind of long, but one more thing. This room, of course, this will be the work room. This is where a lot of the DIY door tutorials will be made once we're moved into the house. And of course, I'm all over the place here, but I found these mid-century dressers. There's a tall one here and a short one here. $140 for both. I thought that was an awesome deal. So we're going to use those in the bedroom. But anyway, installed fans too, and this one's actually really close. You can probably see how close that fan blade comes. So I'm actually, that little bar right there, I'm going to buy an extension and have it drop down a little lower, and then mount it. And then the two upstairs bedroom, which above that ceiling is bedroom, and then above that ceiling is bedroom, has the same thing. It's going to be fans like that. So we're mounting them. So we're getting really close. Just finished up the window framing in here yesterday. I still have the big window back there. Oh, and I should also mention we changed all the windows out too. I've never done that before, and we had help on that because I had no idea what to do. And I actually went in pretty quick, did it all in one Saturday. 14 windows, this house, got them all done. But anyway, the video's getting super long, so I should cut it short. But we've done fans and windows and trim and ceiling and walls and a ton of stuff. And a lot of stuff has come along in the last month, and we're kind of down to some small details, and you know, of course, the flooring, which I'll have another video about how to do that. And then these are going to be some IKEA kitchen cabinets that come in flat packed, and I'm also right now waiting on we bought a stove for them too. It's supposed to be coming in today, but we're doing that, and I got a tile bathroom, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm rambling, and I just want to show you kind of what we've done so far. I'll do a better, shorter, more concise walkthrough when it's all done, but I just want to show you how busy we've been, and why the videos have not been going up, and why I haven't done much to the site lately, because we've been so busy here trying to get so much stuff done. But anyway, like I said, if you never subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We'll try to put some cool videos up and some updates if you want to see our progress of what we've done. And thanks a lot for checking this out, and I'll keep you updated on what we're doing. So thanks a lot.